All right, Yá'át'ééh, everybody, welcome. Thank you for wanting to listen to me read a book. Today, we're reading Monster Slayer. Here's the back of the book. You guys will know what this arrow is gonna mean after the book. I'll give you a hint, it has to deal with the sun. A Navajo folktale retold by Vee Browne, illustrated by Baje Whitethrone. Yeah, Baje Whitethrone. Here they go. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Monster Slayer. Monster Slayer. I gotta read this editor's notes because it's really it's important in this story. This book represents one portion of the traditional Navajo Monster Slayer story. The walking giant is one of 4 monsters who plague the Anasazi villages. We chose, with the author's permission, to focus only on this monster because it is after the twins' encounter with the walking giant that the name Monster Slayer is bestowed. Very important. Very nice drawings. In the beginning, there was Changing Woman, Yá'át'ééh, and her sons, the twins. When the boys were 12 years old, they asked, "Who is our father?" Changing Woman told them the sun was their father, so the twins undertook a difficult journey to reach him. I have a book about that. I'm gonna read it next time. In the beginning, there were also monsters of the earth who ate many of the village people, the Anasazis, causing their numbers to dwindle. Since the twins had won their father's affection and trust, they were sent back to the earth to help their people. Very pretty drawings on this. How shall we help our people and save them from these horrible monsters of our homeland? Child born of the water, one of the twins exclaimed. Our father has given us his lightning arrows to help humankind. Yes, indeed, replied the other brother, for truly the twins had been given the most powerful weapon on earth to help their people. Time passed, and the monsters continued to haunt the villagers. The Anasazis were afraid of the monsters and couldn't plant their corn, squash, beans, or peach trees anymore. They began to starve in their hogans. We had plenty to eat before the monsters were born, the villagers exclaimed. They couldn't bear to hear the children's crying of hunger. It's not nice having to be hungry. So what are we going to do about it? One day, the villagers talked among themselves. Who will slay these monsters? Perhaps we could talk to Changing Woman, the creator of monsters and men. Perhaps she can help us. An old man declared, Changing Woman has 2 sons who showed us their great courage by searching for and finding their father. Perhaps they would search for the monsters, he said. The next day, before gray dawn appeared, the villagers packed their food for a long journey to the east. There, over the hills, lay Inferno Mountain, where Changing Woman and her twins lived. The villagers traveled for 4 days through sagebrush and greasewood, in and out of canyons, across plateaus to the east. They came to Inferno Mountain at last. Yá'át'ééh, we are seeking Changing Woman, our mother, they all cried. Changing Woman said, Yá'át'ééh, may I ask where you are coming from? We came from the village in the south, they all replied. One wise old man stepped forward as a spokesman for the villagers. We came because we are suffering under the giant monster who took many of our people. Only you can help us. You have 2 sons of great courage. They have demonstrated courage and strength to us before. Therefore, we walked this far to ask your sons to slay the monsters of our homeland. We cannot even plant cornfields or let our children play outside. We want to live in peace and harmony. Changing Woman listened to the villagers. Finally, she said, I will have to talk to my sons. Go back to your village and don't speak of this to anyone. The twins were at the waterfall that day when the villagers came. They walked down the path to their mother's hogan. Seeing footprints in the sand, one twin said, Look, there, someone was here. When they entered the hogan, their mother said, Come in, my sons. Someone was asking for you today. Many village people came to our hogan pleading for your help. The villagers fear for their lives. Listen, cried one of the twins. Oh, hold on, I thought I skipped the page. No. Listen, cried one of the twins, cocking an ear toward the south. Do you hear that noise? Changing Woman went outside to see who made the thundering sound. It's the walking giant, she replied. The sound of thundering footsteps faded into the south. Meanwhile, the twins put on their armor and lightning arrows. They said goodbye to their mother, so they are choosing to help the villagers. The twins set out to hunt the walking giant, one of the troublesome monsters to the south, with armor set about their shoulders, their sacred magic feathers in their hands, and lightning arrows in their belt. The twins walked south and were not afraid of anything. The Holy Spirits gave them guidance when needed. They walked over the mountains, in and among the juniper trees. They approached a lake and calmly looked at it through the cattails and the tall reeds. Do you hear what I hear? Cried one twin. Do you feel the earth trembling under your feet, brother? Child born of the water answered. Yes, indeed, said the other. Why don't we find a rock that will shelter us from the walking giant? Child born of the water suggested. The boys found a projecting rock that hid them from the giant's view. The loud noise thundered nearer and nearer. Walking giant came to a halt by the lake and sniffed the morning breeze. Ah, I smell blood of children, he cried. He cautiously drank from the south, then the west, then the north, where one of the twins saw his waist, but not enough to shoot an arrow at it. Walking giant came to the east side of the lake and there took his fourth drink. He sat there momentarily, looking around the lake. Restlessly, he knelt down, shifting all of his weight to one knee. He said again, I smell the blood of humans. In voices able to be heard by the giant, the boys answered, We smell the blood of a giant. Walking giant quickly turned, but there was no one. A third time the giant declared, I smell the blood of twins. The boys answered again, We smell the blood of the walking giant. The twins were aware that the giant knew where their voices had come from, but their father had instructed the boys not to shoot the first arrow. Since walking giant is older than you, he said, let him shoot first. The boys followed their father's command. Walking giant flung his boomerang at the boys' heads and echoed a bellowing laugh. You missed us, walking giant, the twins said as they stood aloft on their magic feathers, high into the air. Safe from the fierce swishing boomerang, the twins managed to escape the giant's weapon. Child born of water said, You have taken so many of our people in the villages. We have come to take your life. Again, the giant laughed. The other twin drew back his lightning arrow with all his strength, aimed it at the giant's heart, and released it. "The giant will not dwell among us anymore," he said. With that, the giant fell, and his blood spilled upon the earth to form a river of lava. Oh, what a battle. The heroic twins walked back to their mother's hogan. Changing Woman exclaimed, "You are two fine, brave boys. Which one of you slayed the walking giant?" One of the twins stood up and answered, "It was I, Mother." She looked into his eyes and said, "I shall name you Monster Slayer. Your people will know you by this name." Monster Slayer stood proud, for he was happy with his new given name. He was happy to have made the village safe for the people. "Thank you, Mother," he replied. "I like my name, for I am a Monster Slayer." The end. Oh, so you know what this is now? It's a lightning arrow. A lightning arrow is a gift from the sun. The sun gave his two sons, the sun gave his two sons weapons of lightning to help defeat all the monsters on the earth, to help their people. Are you a monster slayer? That's a very big question, but it's very important to be able to have goodness in your heart and to be able to want to help people and to want to see good things in your life. And I pass that along to you. I hope you guys are having good lives, and I hope you guys are having goodness in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. And please, if you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment or message me. I'm open to any suggestions, and I'm open to any of your stories. I hope that you are surrounded by good people, and I hope you guys are having a good time in trying to make the best of situations. Kids, moms, dads, aunties, grandma, grandpas, thank you so much for watching this video. From the bottom of my heart. Again, this book is called Monster Slayer. Thank you. I hope you guys have a good night and a good day or a good morning or a good afternoon. Thanks.